Hi, collective. Welcome back to New World Angel. I wasn't sure if my camera was starting or not. There was a little bit of a delay there. Maybe you're just sort of picking up on information in a delayed sort of way. I don't know. Well, I hope you guys have been doing well. I got my voice back. So like in the last video where it started to go out, I think it was in Libra's reading. It did go out for like a couple days, and I'm just now getting it back. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe you're just getting over a cold as well. I know the weather's been all over the place this season. So anyway, welcome back. We're going to get into, this is going to be an extended reading today. And something told me to start off with these ransom notes. So if you guys are like just new to my channel, first of all, welcome. Thanks for finding me. Second of all, I picked up on a little tip from another reader, and I thought it would be fun to incorporate, this is a card game, but they have, and I have no idea how you even play this game. I didn't even read it. I just bought it for the cards itself. And so I am going to make a connection to this ransom note in the reading. These are a little out there, but trust me, I've been pretty good at making a connection. So just sort of follow me on this. This one wanted to come out. Let's see. Let's see here. It may resonate with you right off the bat, or it may resonate with us after we do the reading. So let's just see. Give the commencement speech as the valedictorian of an art school. Give the commencement speech as the valedictorian of an art school. I definitely get just already, and this was even in my downloads too, as I was meditating before I came on, that there are just a lot of eyes on you. People watching, curiosity, seeing how you're operating, wanting to see through your eyes, wanting like your knowledge, the information that you share readily. There's a need for that. Like people want to hear what you have to say. The commencement speeches are always a speech of wisdom, but guidance on how to sort of navigate life's challenges, the ebbs and flows. But with valedictorian, you're at an even higher level, So like, people just appreciate what you have to say. Like you're being seen in some sort of like leadership role. And it does have to do with like creativity. I love that. It doesn't really read like a ransom note to me, but I really like this. And it aligns already with what I was picking up on in meditation. Another thing I was picking up on, and I don't know if it's going to be relevant in this reading or not, it could be, but like a little dinghy boat, like a fishing boat. It was wooden. It wasn't even made out of steel. It was like an old school, like rowboat. And so how I sort of took that was, navigating through emotions, working through emotions, also finding a new path, like growth through possibly a really high emotional sort of situation that you might find yourself in. But, trying to gain clarity and almost like getting yourself out of the way. Move now. Interesting. I don't know if somebody's telling you that or if you're telling yourself that. or like you just know that that is the next step for you, possibly. Cultural movement, possibly by way of what you're saying, the information that you're bringing to light, possibly inciting a cultural movement of sorts, or potential to, or you're just moving people in general by way of the art that you do. Grievers of the collective. Grieving, that's what I was saying, working through emotions, dealing with the emotional weight of your situation. I don't know, let's see here. Spirit, we want this to be a very clear, concise message that's going to be most helpful to my divine collective. What do they need to hear? What is most prevalent in their energy? So, as with any tarot reading, don't try to make anything fit. Don't force a message if it's not for you or doesn't resonate initially. And like I always say, it can resonate with you further down the line. My readings tend to be current and future oriented. So some of this stuff might not even be playing out or is just beginning to play out. And so by re-reviewing and coming back to this reading, if it really sort of sticks with you, is not a bad idea. Like write it down somewhere and a couple months from now, come back to it and it might resonate with you in a completely different way. I'm beginning to understand what our connection means to me. Emotions, just right off the bat with that. Tribute. Yeah, high honors. Loyalty and devotion, top of the deck. Tribute. Maybe somebody is attributing, the work that you do to their growth, or like dealing with their, like balancing out their emotions or getting themselves out of their own way so that they can, progress forward. Either way, we love that somebody is seeing something differently than before. Oh goodness. Okay, well, we're definitely not taking all of these. This one was standalone by itself. Fired. Uh-oh. Okay. It doesn't have to be like fired from a job, but definitely could be. Or you're just fired up, right? Like if you're seeing something in a different way and you're, sort of leveling somebody up in your world to a place of, like they hold a more distinguished role in your life, you could be all fired up about it. And that's what's making the movement happen. What else, Spirit? And I also get you sort of playing catch up and needing to see yourself in this light. Needing to know that others actually, like you are seen as a leader to others. And maybe you don't see yourself that way. In whatever creative field that you work in. Sodium levels can be a thing for you. I don't know. I know certain times of the month for women. You know, salty foods and like whatever can be a thing. So maybe that's something that you're dealing with, or just more cognizant of sodium intake. What else? Stagnation wanted to pop out, but if it wants to come out, it will. I don't get that feeling. I get the feeling that like you're coming out of stagnation and like movement is being made. Progress. We love that. Especially as we get into spring here in the Northern Hemisphere. There's always like an inherent you know, things are blooming. There's growth, movement forward. People are starting to get out more. Maybe you're starting to see people more. Grandparents. Grandparents may play a specific role in your life. Your ancestors are celebrating you. Keep going. I'm putting that right next to grandparents. Whether they are alive or past. They appreciate your growth. They see your growth. And they want you to keep going. You're on the right track. What else? Something's undeniable. House arrest? House arrest undeniable? Or maybe you just sort of feel like you're trapped wherever you are. Like can't escape. You're stuck. Or maybe that's what you're moving through, is the feelings of being stuck. Again, it's undeniable. Right next to tribute. Yeah, it's undeniable that you hold a level of power and leadership and people look up to you. Maybe you give good advice, or people just appreciate your creativity and the work that you do. So much so that growth can be gained from that. Like others can grow from the work that you do. Love that energy. So far, so good. What else we got? What else? What else? What else? Cheap. Fired and cheap. Okay. Actively getting karma. This is all in one line. This is interesting. So the very first line I have is, I'm beginning to understand what our connection means to me. Tribute, fired, grandparents. And then second line, house arrest. It's undeniable. Cheap, actively getting karma. So somebody, I think all players in your storyline are starting to be seen in the correct light. Universal miracles are coming. And you can certainly, if you are confused as to which side somebody is on, I would start looking at where karma is falling and how it's falling. You know, for somebody who's on house arrest, is cheap, maybe they're just like they don't, I'm not to say that like somebody who doesn't have financial success right now is receiving bad karma, but it's the intentions behind the cheapness. Do they have the money and then they're just being cheap because inevitably, like, that doesn't bode well for society or somebody's character. Most of the time, those that don't have as much as others are the most giving. You hear a lot about, people who, get a bonus at work and they're just like an Amazon driver, and yet they're the ones that donate, that extra money towards something good, something charitable. Because people who don't have enough understand the feelings of others that also don't have enough. And so they want to correct that. It's the people higher up that have a tendency to hold on to what they have and don't want others to reach a place of success. That's just sort of what I get initially. True unconditional love scares me. Whenever that card comes out, sometimes it can be confusing, but the point of it is especially if you are an empath. True unconditional love does not mean true unconditional tolerance of anything and everything, especially by those closest to you. True unconditional love starts from within. True unconditional love for yourself, to do what's right for yourself, to operate in a way that honors your values, your feelings, so that you can then extend that to others in the world in a frequency that is honest and transparent, versus, trying to force something or trying to accept love from somebody else when maybe it doesn't come from the best place or their intentions aren't aligned with yours. So basically, true unconditional love scares me is not to say that, like, you need to accept everything that is being given to you, regardless of where it comes from. I think even more so, you need to be discerning. Unhealed divine feminine is whom you are dealing with, who surrounds themselves with flying monkeys, followers, people who just maybe are tied to this person for, I don't know, name the reason. They might have power, they might have money, it might be who they are connected to, or just the long history, like the nature of the relationship itself. Whatever the case may be, like, they're not surrounding themselves with people that are flying high, let's say that. There's a need to cleanse your energy, collective. Start looking at raising your vibrations. You're in high demand right now. Remember, people are always scared of what they don't understand. Yeah. There's an inclination, and my ear is itching right now, so there's something to this. There's always an inclination to, like, demonize or just flat out refute who somebody is or what they have to say or how they're operating in the world if it's completely different from how they would go about something. And so it's more of it tells more about the other person's truth and how they react to you, versus, you needing to take another look at how you're going about things. And I'm not saying that, like, you shouldn't. Everyone should take a moment to self-obsess. Maybe they're self-obsessed, but self-assess your approach. So like, don't discount that, but you're in high demand right now. And remember, people are always scared of what they don't understand. So I think that's just a reminder to say that, like, the higher you go and the more you are seen as a leader, the more you will be presented with people who don't align with you. That's just the nature of things, right? Like, you get a lot of attention online. Celebrities, for example, whether they are America's sweetheart or not, there's always going to be haters. And especially if you are doing something, a little unconventional that people, it just doesn't align with, like, whatever, their beliefs. You're going to be shown more energies of those who align with you and more energies of those who do not align with you. And maybe because they're just scared of what they don't know or don't understand. Can we please talk? We'll get into that one. What was I saying before? There's a need for people to hear you. There is. You're burdening yourself about something, though, and it sits right beside, remember, people are always scared of what they don't understand. I believe you're burdening yourself with this. Like, don't pay attention to those that don't align with you. You want to pay attention to those that truly understand you, your messages, and what you're trying to do in the world. Align with your tribe. We love this. But somebody wants to talk real bad. What else we got? Secret Admirer, bottom of the deck. Let's see if that one pops out. Quick fixes over wisdom. Sitting right next to, can we please talk? Yeah, I get a sense that, like, because you're starting to go up the ranks or, be seen in a different light, somebody from your past wants to come in, talk to you. And I just get that they feel like by coming in, and that there's not a whole lot of inner wisdom that they can share with you. More or less, they just kind of, maybe they're feeling some sort of way about your rise, and instead of them taking a moment to look within because they are an unhealed divine feminine, like they have the ability to heal themselves, but they're just choosing not to. They're choosing quick fixes over wisdom because it's easier to just try to place blame or whatever the case, like try to just quickly fix things with you versus actually understanding themselves and why they went about something in a certain way is just sort of what I'm getting. Ascension symptoms. This is definitely a part of active growth and, healing yourself. You may feel really tired, or even just you might get a flush of, you might find yourself just crying at random times or feeling sad all of a sudden, but then bouncing back, you know, you might feel a little all over the place. Headaches are a thing. Just overall, like, drained energy is what ascension symptoms can feel like. And so don't get it confused between, I mean, you could definitely be coming down with something, but a lot of the times ascension looks and feels like a cold, when in reality, it's just a part of your body changing and healing itself. Nobody ever, that's why people would choose quick fixes over wisdom, because healing, it's not always fun, you know? Breakthrough. It's not fun, but the outcomes you get because of healing are so much greater than what you could have ever gotten from being stagnant and just doing the same thing over and over again, or not even taking a look at your life from a different perspective. Fame can be a thing. People are fired up. Yeah, exactly. You're getting people fired up. I love it. What else? I don't know why I keep pulling from here, but I do feel like something else needs to come out. So people are all sorts of fired up. Yeah, you're definitely burdening yourself, though, collective, with maybe people just not understanding the growth that you have gone through to, you know, to get you to where you are today, or they just don't understand the situation at all. Like, there's something that you seem to be highly concentrated and focused on, but it's sort of like taking your energy away from your own healing path. You must trust yourself more. Exactly. Like, don't pay attention. The greater you heal, the more the people around you that would have preferred you to stay the same, the more they will begin to, like, have something to say about it. And it's just like, it's not my job to make you understand. I can try to explain to you the situation, but if you're just the type that's going to be unwilling to even hear what I have to say, it's not your job to make sure that they get it. And so don't burden yourself with that, with those people. If they're gonna get it, they'll get it. Like, you will align with those that, you know, truly understand you. Studying, learning something new. I think that would help you from, it would take your mind away from what you are feeling burdened by. And those are, you know, the ones that just, that don't get it. And that would just prefer to state the fact that they don't understand you, or that, like, they don't agree with you. Breakthrough. Again, I'm just going to take it because that's the second time. Breakthrough. Kundalini awakening possible in the future? I don't know. We'll see. All right. Where do we want to begin? Well, we're 30 minutes in. I did say that this was going to be a extended reading, so come meet me over at New World Angel if you feel like this reading is aligned to you. We'll go on for like another 30-40 minutes or so. I think this one is going to be a really juicy extended reading, so I hope to see you over there. If not, then I will see you at the next reading. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.